friends, it's me, Lauren Hope, aka Lolo of Good Girl Chronicles, blogger, motivational speaker, certified peer recovery specialist, dog mom, lover of Dwayne Johnson, and all around fabulous. How are you, friends? I haven't had a time where we just sat down and just chatted, and so let's do that. Let's do that. Somebody just texted me, whatever. First off, I want to show you this amazing shirt. Have I showed you this shirt yet? So it says hardest worker in the room. There's the Brahma Bull. Let me let me get my life together. The Rock has a partnership with Under Armour, and he makes all of these like amazing workout clothes. And I had a little bit of extra money like 2 months ago, and I'm like, I'm gonna get it. And I was like, yep, that's it. That's the one that I want. You know, I do feel like I'm one of those people that is the hardest person in the room. Like, I don't always need to brag about like what I'm doing or the moves that I'm making, but I know I have a really hard work ethic. And that's one of the things that I look up to or I respect about Dwayne Johnson. Yeah, so he's just one of those people that shows that hard work pays off. And yeah, so all right. So it's Monday. So it is Monday, July 27th when I am filming this. And so let me finish my makeup and let's chat. So how long have we officially been in a global pandemic? March, April, May, June. So like almost 4 months, which is really crazy to think about. And I think I finally accepted that this is going to be a way of life for a while. I don't know if other people have accepted that, but it's just the way of life. And so I'm learning how to still enjoy life and do things, but be smart and safe about it to protect the people that I live with and things like that. So like, I haven't been like into any like big parties or like things like that. Like I always wear a mask when I go out, and I generally try to shop in the morning. But yeah, it's just really different. Like how you have to think, how we've all had to like rearrange our lives to come to some sense of normalcy, because I do think that like it seems like we're going to be dealing with this for some time. Yeah, I mean, I actually know some people personally that have contracted COVID, and that's just like crazy to me. Like, you know, it's within 6 degrees separation of like me of people who've gotten COVID. And that's why I don't understand people who don't think it's real or they think it's like a government conspiracy. I'm like, this is a real thing. Yeah, I won't get too much into that because people have really intense feelings about that. But I did want to say, I just love y'all. I mean that so much. I just love y'all. Last week I was like super triggered by all this Kanye West and Tamar Braxton thing. Like I just was. I'm admitting that I was. That seeing those stories made me angry, sad, frustrated, like really strongly, and I had to like disconnect from some of the stories for like a day or two until I was able to look at it. And that's why I did that vlog. I mean, the economy stuff, super, super triggering. And I just want to thank the people who were really kind in their responses, people who reached out to me and said, gosh, I didn't understand it. I didn't even think about like how certain memes or like discussion around Kanye would affect somebody with a mental health diagnosis. It also makes me really feel good to know that the people in my inner circle, like people I call friends, like get it and understand. Like that means the world to me. Speaking of friendship, something else the pandemic has taught me. I think the word and term friendship is something that we throw around too lightly. And I think I've always been one of those people that was yearning for acceptance. So like when I think about myself in high school, like the type of friends that I had, they weren't the best friends. They gossiped about me. They would like mess around with my boyfriends. Like they weren't good friends, but I was insecure. So I thought that this was what I deserved on some subconscious level. And second, I thought, hey, if you're cool and you like me and you're nice sometimes, you're my friend. And I think that I carried that idea for a really long time, that friends were just people that knew you and you kicked it with. No, girl, no. Not everybody's your friend. Just because somebody is friendly to you, it's not your friend. Just because somebody, and not everything that looks good is good. That's what the pandemic has taught me. I've really had to take a hard look at like my relationships and ask myself, are these people that are friends? And that's not to say that like, I still can't be cool with some people, but friendship is a special designation that I don't think we think about that enough. It's a special designation. And I keep telling y'all about this book, Relational Intelligence by Dr. Darius Daniels. This has been the book that has like really brought it home for me. This idea about friendship. Oh, I need something that's going to help me blend this better. Just clean that brush, but I need it. I'm trying to replicate this look that I did a couple of weeks ago. It was like this cool, bright, vivid blue look. Let's see if I can do it, girls. So this book, Relational Intelligence, I don't know if I told you guys a lot about this book, but basically it says that most of our relationships in our lives come down to 4 categories: friendships, associates, assignments, and advisors. Advisors, right? These are people who like pour into us knowledge, things like that, like a mentor type of relationship. I've been advisors to people. I've had people be advisors to me. Generally, there's no personal boundaries being crossed with an advisor. Um, then you have assignments, people who God clearly put that person in your life to serve them in some way, or vice versa, right? And sometimes assignments are temporary. Um, I've made the mistake sometimes of trying to make assignments friends, or make assignments last longer than they should. And then you have associates. These are people that like you spend time with, like maybe your coworkers and stuff like that. But friends are a special designation. These are people who know you internally, who you share things with, who you confide in. And I think I've given the term friend to too many people. And I think it is okay and smart if you only have a small circle of friends, like people who have intimate access to you. The pandemic has really been revealing to me about what that means. The hard thing for me is that just because of like being homeless, the things that I've gone through, so many of my friendships have been seasonal and temporary. And that's the hard things about friendships. You could have this close, intimate relationship with somebody, but they're only meant for a certain season in your life. Because I struggle with abandonment issues whenever when someone abruptly leaves, or I get dumped, or whatever, it just hits me really, really hard. And in the pandemic, I've had to reposition a lot of friendships. People I thought were friends that revealed things to me that showed me that they weren't. Um, People I thought were friends whose offense towards me was so great I couldn't keep them in that position anymore. And that's been hard. And I think for a couple of weeks, I've been mourning the loss of those relationships. I won't even lie. And I think that's appropriate. I think sometimes when friendships or relationships end, we don't give ourselves enough time to mourn them. Like one of my bestest friends, that like a friendship I had developed like online, and it became like a real friendship. She and I stopped being friends in December, and I made a conscious choice to no longer be friends with that person because it was hurting me more than it was helping. And that was a hard decision. And I had to mourn the loss of that friendship. I've had, just, I don't want to cry. It's been tough. It's been tough. The friendships that I have lost the last 6 months. And of course you want to say to yourself, well, is it you? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I still struggle with that. Um, yeah. Yeah. Another interesting thing about the pandemic is that I just am not worried as much about the number on the scale. Um, when the pandemic started, or prior to the pandemic, I was on Weight Watchers. And don't get me wrong, I am not bashing Weight Watchers. I freaking love that program. Whenever I am like in a spiral of emotional eating, it like helps me so much. But when the pandemic happened, I was really, really anxious and paranoid about contracting coronavirus or bringing it home to the people I was living with. I was so, so anxious, and having to worry about measuring my food, tracking my food, weighing in, it was adding to my anxiety. Then when we realized it wasn't safe for us to meet in person, Weight Watchers started doing these like virtual Zoom calls, and I just didn't feel like I was getting the same thing from it. And I was really scared to like cut ties with that program, but I did, because it just wasn't helping me anymore. And so one of the things I've given up is like what my weight is. I don't know how much I weigh right now. I think I have an idea. I mean, I think I've gained some weight. I can definitely feel it, but I haven't gained like all of the weight that I lost back, which has been refreshing. I had that really scary mental health crisis the end of May, and when I just thought to myself, I don't need that right now. I don't need to be obsessing about food or whatever, and I'm just going to give myself a break. And so that's what I've been doing all of June and July, and I'm finally feeling a little bit better. And so I'm going to get back to just trying to eat a little bit cleaner, like not a diet, because girl, I've been treating myself. DoorDash, Grubhub, they've been my best friend. And honestly, I think that's okay, because this particular season, that's what I needed. I needed to not be obsessing about my weight and stuff, and I needed to just focus on therapy and feeling well and all that stuff. And so now that I'm feeling a little bit, yeah, girl, I like that. Now that I'm feeling a little bit better, I actually am going to do a 2-day detox starting on May 3rd. This lady that I follow on Instagram, I freaking love her. She's like always like promoting these detoxes, and I researched it and I talked to her, and she got me a really good deal. And so August 3rd, I'm going to start this detox, and I'm just going to get back to eating clean. I'm not going to go on a diet again. I'm just going to be eating clean, more fruits and vegetables, not eating out as much. That'll help my wallet too, girl. So I'm going to do a bright red lip with this too. Yeah, another thing in the pandemic is that I really feel like I've had time to like really sit and look at myself. And this sounds so cocky what I'm about to say, but I'm like, girl, you're fucking fabulous. I mean, you're smart, you've got great ideas, you're really passionate, you've got a great work ethic. Who wouldn't want to hire you? Like, you're great, like, and you're fun to be around. And so I think I've just had some time the last 8 weeks to really sit with myself and meditate. And one of the things that I've prayed a lot, is like, God, help me to see myself the way that you see me, right? Because I don't feel very great about myself right now. And God is just revealing a lot of the way that I can use the spiritual gifts that he's given me. And so I just want to start doing those things. And I'm excited because I recently started doing PR for a young artist, and it's such an honor to work for her. I was able to get her a television interview in my area, which was so freaking cool. And I've got so many great ideas about what to do for her and her brand. And I'm just really betting on myself these days. Like, that's the truth. I'm so proud of myself. I feel like, okay, I went a little overboard with the blue on the right side, so we'll just hit it a little bit more. And then I feel like the pandemic has also given me an opportunity to like fall in love with my voice and story again. Let me explain that. I bite my tongue a lot, which I think is appropriate in some situations, but sometimes I don't speak on things because I'm afraid of what people will say or whatever. And I'm just like, my story matters just like anybody else's. And I feel I've been really brave lately talking about my mental health struggles, talking about being Black in America, what that experience is like for me. And I'm just proud of myself. I'm proud. Um, I tell people all the time that their story matters. So if I believe that, I need to walk and live that also. And yeah, I want to do something up here. So I feel like that space up there. Um, I wish I had a glam room like Kim Kardashian. One day. All right, let's see. Where's my thingamajig? Also, I've been, here's something that's been on my heart to share, and I'm like, are you ready? Are you ready to share that? I kind of want to talk about what it's like, without divulging too much, what it's like to be in a psychiatric hospital. Have you ever seen the movie Girl Interrupted? It's with Winona Ryder and Angelina Jolie, and that's actually based on a true story. Or One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest with Jack Nicholson. I'm trying to think of some other movies I know of that depict that. Oh gosh, what's that movie with gosh, I can't even remember it, but they like hint at it. So being an advocate, what I understand is that there's so many slices of living with a mental illness that's not shown and people don't understand. And going to a psychiatric hospital, like that experience, I don't know is talked about a lot or enough. And I want to share my experience and somehow like what that was like. And I'm just kind of like trying to think about a way to say it or a way to share that story that's like I don't know, I'm still meditating on that. But if that's something you think would bring you value, or something that you are maybe curious about and have wanted to ask somebody, but like you're scared, like I'm that person. So comment below if that's a discussion you would like to have. I've had 3 psychiatric stays. 2 of them were terrible. And I don't think they had to be that way. And as a peer specialist, I have a lot of feelings about how my state could improve the psychiatric facilities in our area and that experience. And one day, I'm going to share those with people who can make a difference. Oh my gosh. Senator Mark Warner is following me on Twitter. That, like, I know, like, for some people that's like nothing, but the nerd in me is like geeking out over that. I got the little notification over the weekend that he's following me, and I was like, oh my God. I think it's because I share a lot of mental health content. But I'll be very honest with you. I envision doing more with mental health advocacy in the coming years. One thing that I really is on my heart to do, and there's going to be a season of time when that happens, is that I want to talk to the people in the capital, Richmond, my state capital, and give them experience of what it's like to be hospitalized in the state of Virginia, how traumatizing it is, how the mental health staff is not prepared, how they're understaffed, and how what happens there is not helping people. And I just have so many feelings. I want to be in a position to talk to legislators and talk about what Medicaid has done for me and not having Medicaid, and seeing people who don't have Medicaid, how living with a mental illness without insurance, like, it's hard as shit. It's just hard. There is a nonprofit in Virginia that is considering me for a board position, and they do a lot of advocacy, and I'm really excited if I am nominated to the board. I have some really, I just think that's going to put me in a position to better serve people. Because here's the thing. I'm taking this leadership course at Regent University. That's where I'm studying I'm getting my master's. And there's something called servant leadership that we're studying. What does it mean to be a servant leader? And so I have to do a paper about this in the next week. And I've been thinking about this. One of the things I've been thinking about is, or reading about in the Word, is how God gives everybody distinct spiritual gifts. And we're given those gifts to serve his children. And I feel like I am just now tapping into the spiritual gifts that God has given me. And I am starting to see how God wants me to use those gifts to help his children. There is a reason why I was homeless. There is a reason why I live with a mental illness. And there is a reason I have the gift that I have. And I feel part of that is to show people through my lived experience and the lived experience of others what it's really like. And my hope is that somebody will listen and they'll say, okay, Lauren, yeah, this is not great. We don't want anybody to experience what this person did and this person. How can we improve it? And I'm gonna be like, that's great. Let me rally up all these nonprofits that I know, and we're gonna get together and we're gonna powwow and give you suggestions, what legislation we need, that kind of thing. That's long-term vision. All right, I think we're gonna do lashes today because over the weekend I had an allergic reaction, and I am allergic to pollen and mold. But it's not like something where I can't go outside. If I go outside, I'm gonna sneeze. It's so if I am like outside a whole bunch and my immune system is like low or I'm tired, I'm gonna have an allergic reaction. Like I know my body enough to know that. I've been really tired the last week. I've been working really hard, and I've been sitting out on the deck with Boo a lot. And I think that just put me in a prime position to have an allergic reaction. So my right eye was like swollen all weekend, and so I haven't been able to wear lashes. So I've been wearing glasses, and the girl wants to be glam today. One of the things I learned from this makeup class that I did online a couple weeks ago, it's interesting. The lady did her eyeshadow before she did her foundation, and I kind of can see why. Like when you get the fallout and that kind of stuff, like it's so much easier to clean up if you do the foundation after. So still looking for a good heavy duty concealer. You know what I've realized? I'm so sorry. I'm bouncing back and forth between makeup and real life talk. I've realized that because of my allergies and the way my eyes water, I actually need a waterproof concealer. And I've been researching some. So once I run out of this, I'm gonna, girl, I think I have another, I have like 2 concealers. Once I run out of this, I'm gonna I'm gonna check out some of the waterproof concealers, because another way that I know my allergies have been bad. My eyes have been watering. I've been itchy. My whole nasal passage has been like irritated. You know, another thing, you know what's interesting in the pandemic, like, so I stopped doing Weight Watchers, but something like I feel like I'm really in love with my body right now. Like, yeah, like I don't know, I'm not at like my goal weight, but lately I've just been like, girl, like we're gonna love our body exactly where it is right now. And I've been going through the closet and wearing things I haven't worn in like a super long time. And just, I don't know, it's been exciting. I'm going to put up some pictures on here to show you some of the ways I've just been honoring my body. Anyways, I could talk your head off all day. Anyway, I'll post the finished picture of this afterwards. You can follow me on all platforms on Good Girl Chronicles LLC. I also just started a brand new personality page, Lauren Hope, on Facebook. I'm going to just scroll all of that stuff here. If you want to help support my channel, you can make a donation to my GoFundMe page. I'll put the link below here. And I'd love for you to hit that subscribe button. I'm hoping to reach 500 subscribers by the end of August, 1,000 by the end of December. Ooh, help us out. Thank you so much for following this beautiful, crazy thing that I call life. As we say here at Good Girl Chronicles, I love you. I love God more. See you next time.